Anyway. One more. While out on a date with Cindy, she mentions that she's been doing a lot of thinking about what it would be like to be married. What do you have to say about this? Yeah, we all have dreams, don't we? Etc. What a lovely idea. Why don't we talk about what it would be like? If you like the idea so much, why don't you go over to the marriage icon and tie the knot? Because I still live in my parents' house, that's why. Which is why I'm going to get a loan to purchase the house. There are several types of houses from which to choose. A small 2-bedroom Cape Cod. Handyman special. That's fine. You'll need a down payment of $10,000 and legal fees of $750. Congratulations on the purchase of your new home. Okay. That's weird. My voice can be weird. A bunch of your friends con you into going. Alright, I'll be serious. A bunch of your friends con you into going to a bar that features couch dancing. Couch dancing is where a woman, clad only in a G-string, stands on a couch while you support her by the ankles. Once she's in this position, she dances for your entertainment and pleasure. After the girl finishes her dance, she invites you into the back room for a relaxing massage. It becomes clear that she is a prostitute offering her services. Disgusted. I am not a paying customer. She tells you not to be so shy, but you refuse anyway. This is not your idea of a good time. In a very subtle way, hey! It's a normal event that actually uses the name of your girlfriend. Cindy's family is trying to influence a decision that the two of you are trying to make. On one hand, you can appreciate their input, but on the other, you're not sure that you should start allowing them this kind of influence over your lives. After all, the two of you are adults and should be capable of making your own decisions. Go along with the advice, compliant. You probably decided it would be better to make a good impression and to go along with their advice, rather than to cause trouble. Your failure to be firm opens a door which will allow them to make more decisions for you in the future. Well, that's fine, because she's my sweetie. Your mother calls to tell you that your father's in very poor spirits lately. He has lost his job. Sympathetic. Talk to him about it. Oops. Yeah, that would probably make him feel bad. I probably just made the wrong decision, but what is the one thing you would like to tell him most? He should try to find work. Most important thing in life is that he is a great person and that you love him. Dad looks at you and large tears begin to roll down his leathery face. He squints hard to keep them in, but they come rushing down the side of his face in long streams. This might make you feel badly. If it does, it only means that you're empathizing with him, which makes him feel better. Well, at least that. There's a telephone call for you. Your father has just had a heart attack. Fortunately, it was just a mild attack. He recovers and returns to work within 3 months. Well, I'm glad he found his job, but did I cause it? Or that wouldn't be good. Vocational. You're trying to move ahead as quickly as possible in your vocational life, but it's rough. The more honest hard work you do, the more time you spend spinning your wheels and getting no place fast. An opportunity arises for you to move ahead. It comes unexpectedly. A highly influential person slips up. You could capitalize on this error and move ahead, but if you do, this person's life will be ruined. Not aggressive. Avoid destroying this person's life. You remain exactly where you are vocationally. You'll probably adhere to the belief that hard work will eventually get you someplace. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Well, it's already gotten me pretty far. At a party, you meet a group of people who are into the artsy side of life. They are extremely analytical people who express themselves creatively. Some are artists, others dancers, some self-styled Renaissance people. They are apolitical, non-materialistic, and consider the best decisions ones made on the spur of the moment. They're certainly different. Neutral, do nothing. I don't have to do anything You seem neither threatened by nor critical of people like this. You seem to be the type of person who's tolerant of many different kinds of people. Intellectual, social, and emotional characteristics increase. Oh, I was gonna say, why'd the relationship window disappear when I was just about to click on it? Live together. Cindy's parents don't think it's a good idea and have convinced her to avoid it. Okay. Fine. You have the opportunity to attend a conference that might provide you with information that will get you further ahead in your field of drug selling. What just happened? Interested. Go to the conference. Next. Oh, okay. My computer crashed. The computer I'm using crashed, I should say. The cost of the conference is $500. Do you still want to go? Sure, why not? Because you're strong intellectually, you gain valuable information from the conference. Your increase in resources reflects the skills you gained here. Regardless of what you might have gained or lost intellectually, you have excellent social skills. As a result, you make contacts that help you along in your profession. Your gain in resources reflects this. Oh, right. Oh, right! A friend of yours since grammar school, I didn't know I went to a separate school for grammar, has gotten mixed up in a series of bad deals, poor judgments, and impulsive harebrained schemes. He calls you up on the phone, sounding very desperate, and asks you for a $500 loan. What do you want the loan for? I'm pitiful. He tells you he knows of a surefire way to make a lot of money. His plan is to raise chinchillas in his basement at home for fun and profit. He has a book on it. I hope I'm still rich after this. And I hope you have a darn good job raising chinchillas. It sounds like another harebrained scheme, but for some reason it sounds like it might work. That is, it must sound like that to you. The outcome is that miraculously, he does make money on it. He gives you back your $500 plus an extra $250 for helping him out when he was in need. Wow. An ex-lover, oh god, which one, sends you a dozen roses in the mail. With it is a note. I was just thinking about you and remember the time we made love outside by the lake. I never really thanked you for it. You were the best. Too bad we couldn't work everything out. We might have made a swell team. Much love. I'm gonna say it's Anne, because she was my favorite girl so far until Cindy kinda took over. Alright. One of your friends is getting married next Sunday, and you have been invited to his bachelor party. The best man for the wedding has hired a performer for the evening. Her name is Helga the Norwegian Torch. She has blowtorch eyes. Her talent is taking off all her clothing, dousing herself with a flammable liquid, setting herself ablaze for the kiddies, and dancing until the flame burns out. The most amazing aspect of her performance is the fact that she damages neither herself nor her immediate surroundings. After Helga's performance, she relaxes with the people at the party wearing nothing more than a black G-string. At various intervals during the night, she whispers to a different gentleman at the party, leaves the room with him for about 10 minutes and returns. She leans over and whispers in your ear she would like to perform a very bizarre sexual act with you. Not interested! It sounds like fun, but I'm not really up for it. This is an experience that could have left a long-lasting impression on you in more ways than one. Many of the people who went with Helga that night were left with a souvenir of the experience. Fortunately, with a few shots of penicillin, it went away. Yep. All you younger subscribers and viewers probably have no idea what's going on in this stage of life right now. But all I can tell you is, it's entertainment. A friend from high school calls you up in a very serious tone of voice. She says she needs to speak with you about something right away. Her life is falling apart and you're the only one who can help her. I don't want the responsibility. Oh, talk to her, of course. Synthetic. You agree to meet. Her problem is that she's just found out she's pregnant and is confused about what she should do. She can't speak with her family and her boyfriend has abandoned her. What will you suggest to her? God, I don't know. How about Give it up for adoption? Really hard decision, actually. I don't know. You seem to have given her a direct piece of advice. Suppose she follows it and becomes dissatisfied with her decision later. Who do you think she'll hold responsible? You, of course. People who are prone to giving advice like this secretly have an urge to control others as a way of making themselves feel more powerful. Well, I guess I'm powerful then. Welcome to the marriage icon! While you're in this icon, you can make arrangements to plan and enter a marriage, or leave a marriage. Sorry to be so blunt. What would you like to do? Oh, definitely not ready yet. Sorry, I was a coward. Might do a couple more experiences before asking. You're sitting in Cindy's living room, the lights are low, and two of you are very cozy. Cindy begins to get very romantic, and you respond in kind. She explains she would really like to make love with you, but doesn't have any birth control. What will you do? Satisfy each other without having intercourse. That's a nice alternative. The two of you choose a safe, sensible way out of your dilemma. Dilemma! Please. You're about to spend the afternoon catching up on some work when your study partner reminds you of a promise you made to go shopping with her to pick out a birthday present for her mother. You did promise, but right now catching up on your own work seems to be a higher priority. Your partner doesn't seem to understand this. She keeps saying, "Don't try my best!" Stay home. I'm confused. I don't know. I don't want to help people sometimes. Your partner gets very upset at your decision. Gee, try to find out more about why she's upset. You realize it's likely that it's something more than meets the eye might be going on with your partner. As it turns out, she's feeling neglected by you lately, even though she knows you have work to do. She really doesn't have the time to go shopping for presents either, but she thought it would be a good excuse for the two of you to get a few minutes together. Try to work out a compromise. Instead of going shopping, the two of you decide to go out to a cozy romantic place for lunch and not do work anyway. Oh, after you get a bit more work done. Stupid! Your compromise works out very well. You get some of your work done, your partner's happy, and your relationship becomes a bit stronger. Speaking of my partner, Cindy admits that every so often, when the two of you are being romantic, she makes believe you're a famous movie star. How do you feel about this? It's not normal. It's okay as long as you don't get carried away with it. Actually, this is quite a common way for people, both men and women, to add variety to their relationships without actively seeking someone new. I'm glad you're open enough to accept it. Now, what if I told you that the name of the famous movie star is Flipper? Just kidding. Just kidding. Good. Because I don't want to be referred to as a shoe. After returning home from the doctor's office one day, your mother sits on the couch and lets out a cry of anguish. Fleas! I can't believe that Mangy Mutt gave me his fleas! She is exasperated. Guido, your dog, innocently sniffs her ankle and looks up at her with a sheepish grin. How's he still alive? I'm seriously wondering about that. Alright. I think I've had enough experiences. Quite a few, actually. I'm going to try to become engaged. Wish me luck, subscribers, or viewers in general, even if you dislike the darn video. Spend $500 on a ring. I hope she likes it. Do you plan on asking Cindy's parents for their blessing? Probably best. How considerate. This is how her parents react. Her father senses your trustworthy character and approves of this aspect of your personality. Her mother senses your gentleness and likes this about you. Her mom sees that you're responsible and will make a good provider for your family. She approves of you in this respect. Overall, Cindy's parents think you're a nice young man. They like you. You have their blessing. Now you must pick a way to propose. Which will it be? Take the traditional or dessert. How romantic, Cindy's flattered. Now for the big moment. You're waiting for her to accept or reject your proposal. She accepts your proposal. You're on your way to your wedding day. Congrats! Thank goodness! Thank you so much. That was probably the stupidest thing I said in the entire Let's Play. The thought occurs to you that it might be interesting to travel to a faraway place for a little while and experience new things. Someone suggests joining the Peace Corps. The Peace Corps with helicopters. Anyway. Dismiss the idea or contact. Nah, dismiss it. It's not right. Turned off. It might have seemed like an interesting thought, but it's not anything you would actually do. While socializing at a friend's party, you run into someone you had a terrible crush on in 5th grade. She looks even better now than she did back then. She's with a guy who looks like he eats apartment buildings for lunch. Gee, I assume your job is, let me think, you're probably a model. Anyway. Walk over and say hello. Self-conscious. Oh, okay, fine. But I don't want to flirt. If that's the only option you're gonna give me. Oddly enough, she walks over to you and begins a conversation about the old days. You're introduced to Duke, her date, who excuses himself to look for something to eat. There's a table full of food over there that looks unprotected. Let's not bring up the fact, make small talk. You talk about how things have changed and how everyone has grown up since grade school. Neither of you have kept up with anyone. The conversation soon runs out of steam and you excuse yourself. Besides, Duke is returning from battle and may still be a bit hungry. Gee, the Duke returns from battle. How funny. You never got a chance to find out that it was she who had an even bigger crush on you. Well, I don't care. Break up with the Fly. Yeah, I just called him the Fly. Alright, let's plan a wedding. It's Cindy. Marriage is a serious commitment, one that should last a lifetime. Are you sure you can handle it? Yes! Let's get married! Do the two of you want a large or small wedding? Larga. Okay, as long as the two of you have agreed on it. What kind of honeymoon would you like to have?
Nice, romantic, not necessarily too fancy.
That sounds nice. In what kind of area do the two of you eventually want to live? In the suburbs. It's tough to find a decent place to live these days, you know. These days! Now that you've thought about some of the major preparations, the weeks fly by until your wedding day. Your wedding day seems to be going along perfectly. It will surely be a memorable occasion. Unfortunately, you get into a car accident on the way to the wedding, and have to say your wedding vows in a leg cast. I'm sure she'll think it looks cute. Your wedding night comes and you climb into bed with eager anticipation. Cindy's in the bathroom getting ready to join you. The door opens. Cindy slips into bed next to you and cuddles into the bend of your warm body. She seems peaceful and at ease. The two of you relax from the hectic excitement of the day. You both fall asleep tired and exhausted. You don't have the typical honeymoon sex experience. You want to know why? It's because your goldfish needs to be fed. Anyway, the next morning the two of you get ready to leave for your honeymoon. How you'll be traveling to your honeymoon spot. We're gonna go by boat to the neighbors next door. No. Plane sounds too... How about by train? The trip to your honeymoon hideaway is a safe and pleasurable one. Your honeymoon is peaceful and relaxing. Any problems you might have experienced on your wedding night are washed away by the peacefulness of your surroundings. This is the start of a lifetime that will be filled with many emotions. There is love, of course, but that'll have to be tempered with tolerance. After all, loving someone who loves you in return is easy. Tolerating her when she's moody and irritable is difficult, and may mean the difference between staying together or falling apart. Admiration will sometimes be offset by petty jealousy. Desire for companionship will sometimes be replaced by need for solitude. This kind of talk may seem premature at this stage of your marriage, but within the next 2 years, things will start to become very difficult. The newness of the marriage will wear off, and you'll have to start coming to grips with the fact that your partner is not as perfect as you would really like. This is not a bad thing, but it is reality. Your ability to adjust to your partner's strengths and weaknesses and vice versa will ultimately determine the success of your marriage. Good luck. Please check your resource file to see how your wedding gifts have affected your status. Does it really say something about that? Let's see. Nope.